Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Whoops, my bad.
No, all good. I was able to get what I needed done real quick.
Oh, I just peep you rocking a big ass chain.
Yes, sir.
Get the macho chain out.
Yeah, black and red one. I made it for Apple, so just figured I'd rock it today.
Nice. Represent.
Yeah. I've been making them, and you know, it's obviously like 3D printed plastic, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they look kind of dope, you know.
Yeah.
Just to rock, and I got to make a Falcons one so I can rock whenever I go to actually watch games and shit.
Right, right.
So whatever, they look dope.
You've been putting out some good shit on there.
And I'm not I don't believe I'll ever be the person, even when I have it, to just be rocking big ass jewelry for like real gold and I don't know. Never say never, but definitely won't be a casual thing where I just wear that shit everywhere. So I thought it was kind of dope to even like if like kids started rocking it, or you can actually like rock these and you know, wherever, and you ain't got to worry about that shit. I don't know. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
It
We
looks
nerds
cool.
anyway, right? We casual nerds, so
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
That's also very valid.
Very in line with what we got going on. I gotta make us some for Comic-Con.
That'll be fire.
Yeah.
I'll rock that.
I could do it.
With a little drippy or something.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to put drippy on there, or if not, just the casual nerds.
Yeah. Casual nerds and with like a black background or something.
Yeah, we could do it. That I could definitely 100%
That's
do.
an easy one.
Yeah.
You don't even need a black background, right? You could do it just like that.
I could do it just like that, but I think it would probably need some sort of background,
Something behind it.
Yeah, something behind it just to hold it together. But I could get it done. The I would love to do a drippy. The problem, and I could probably do drippy. I would just have to do it in sections. You know what I mean? Like
you did that Blue Jays logo.
Yeah, either like that or literally separate it and then glue it together. You know, kind of how they that the one guy did the drippy art, where it's essentially just layered. He took every layer,
yeah,
and just placed it on top of each other. You know,
right.
Except using plastic.
Yeah. Either way, it'd be fire.
Yeah, we can figure it out. I got plenty of time. Doing
a little bit of time before the Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm actually printing one right now for a friend of mine for their they have a strain line, and he was like, yo, because it's like a Back to the Future looking motif, but of course, you know, he has like a chain and stuff, and okay. Yeah, the back it's actually pretty cool. I don't know how some people like that. That's one thing. I don't understand how people take existing IPs and think that because it's a weed line that they can get away with that. I know they probably can't, but it's very popular. And to base your entire like branding on that is
it's a legal brand
to me. I know, but they go all out. Like
they'll get shut down.
They're trying to be a, you know what I mean? Like, and it's a very dope concept, but like the name is very similar to the movie. What I think was dope is they have like a Funko Pop box looking box with all the information on it.
Well, this is where they're fucking up. Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. And then
doing way too much.
Yeah, I mean, but it's dope.
It's dope, but they're running very far with a concept that won't last them long. If what you're saying is
it's very you can get away with it locally.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the second that you try to blow it up any bigger than what,
I mean, the second they try to get it licensed, the state will decline their license.
Yeah,
especially if it's what if you don't want to divulge the brand name, you don't have to. But what's the IP that they're infringing upon?
It's a popular movie. It's a very popular 80s
if
movie.
you say the movie, will it also give away the brand name?
Yes, because it's pretty similar.
Literally the name of the
movie.
They
changed one word.
Oh God.
Yes. But I just wanted to speak on, like, the branding is dope because it literally is that where it has like a Funko Pop box, and then on the inside, the baggie that it's in looks like the Funko Pop. Like the Funko Pop is printed onto the front of the baggie.
Yeah.
So it stands up against the back and it looks like it's a Funko, but it's actually it's actually a baggie. But so like all of that is dope, but I'm just like, oh, that's you're not thinking bigger picture. Like you're not trying to go further than right here. Because if you do, you probably do, and you're just not thinking that if you're
just not thinking long term. You're thinking short term.
It's all short term, yeah. So
which nowadays because of the both legal bud as well as existing gray market bud, like you can't just be a regular weed guy anymore. Like that, the days of just like sitting on the corner,
just like
hustling weed out of fucking 10s and 25s. That shit's done, right? And so like
it all has to be some sort of marketing.
It has to be marketing. So even in the illegal game, or not illegal, but gray market game, like you still have to spend money on marketing and promotion. It's just short lived because eventually it will get shut down, and they'll get either lawsuits or just the state will come after it, or they'll get shut down in one way or another. But during that time, they might make $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 million.
Sure. And you would think that a lesson was kind of learned, not necessarily with them. I just mean like in general, because this is not something that's foreign to this type of thing. Right. So, but you would think that the lesson was learned in the vape industry.
Yeah.
With everything, they did exactly the same thing, and then it just became something that was completely shut down.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything anymore. Like you couldn't sell flavor. You couldn't do a damn thing. So I don't know. I guess people don't really pay attention to stuff like that.
People bring that back though. Actually, you know what? He said he was bringing. He said he was bringing flavored vape bags, but I don't think he's touched that yet, right?
Nah,
he's more worried about draining my bank account.
He said it 1,000 things.
I know, but
yeah. I mean, whatever, man. Yeah, I mean, people should
some of them he's done.
Fucking vape. If people can smoke cigarettes still,
yeah, no, I mean, I think
they can fucking vape.
I mean, it's I get both sides, right? Like cool flavors does make it way more easy and way more attractive for
kids,
for teens to start vaping.
I mean, but
I don't think it'll stop them, right? Like they're gonna vape regardless, but I think more do it when it's
wild right now,
flavored.
It's been wild for a while now,
and the flavor thing doesn't stop either, right? Like people are still selling illegal flavored vape carts, and people sell flavor additives to vapes and whatnot. So like that, if you're gonna seek it out, you're gonna find it regardless.
Sure. And not only that,
I think the introduction to it, or the people that are more afraid of taking that step or whatever, that's kind of the idea. I don't know. Regulation is a weird thing, right? Like there's part of me that hates it, and there's part of me that recognizes at least the public need or the public good that is intended behind it, but it doesn't always meet the mark, as we see with a lot of these markets.
For me, it's the hypocrisy, right? As if they didn't literally shove cigarettes down our throats for decades, and us being that younger generation who grew up with non-flavored, good flavored shit, we still gravitated to smoking because it was supposedly cool and all this shit, right? So
yeah, like I said, if you're going to, I mean, I smoked cigarettes when I was in high school, but I didn't like it. I never bought a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah,
I maybe bought one to five Lucy's off of somebody, or at the store.
Sure.
I've never enjoyed cigarettes, and so I think like if flavored cigarettes or flavored vapes were around, I mean, I'm sure flavored cigarettes probably were. No, I don't know when they outlawed flavored cigarettes.
Menthol was like the game changer there.
Yeah, it was just menthol. But even menthol, like I white boys around me still smoke. They smoke menthol Marbs, but they still smoke menthols. And that shit was it didn't change the game that much for me. It was still nasty ass cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
If there was something that was a lot more fruitier or milky or whatever the fuck, all of this sounds, pause to all of that.
Sure.
But you know what I mean? Just like flavors that are enjoyable, I probably would have sought it out more. Sure. And able to enjoy the effects. But since it was like gross, I was kind of like, yeah, I'd rather smoke weed.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if that's any better, but
I mean, they're
for
trying
me it is
all the studies,
and it's a lot better for your lungs.
They're trying to come out with all
For
the
some
studies
people.
now that are, combating that.
Yeah, of course.
All the misconceptions that we have.
Well, I mean, there's it needs to that stuff needs to come out. Like, it's not even like, government sponsored propaganda. Like, people really don't know. There have been very, very, very few studies on the actual effects of cannabis long-term usage. And, a lot of us have old wives' tales type stories, myths that we tell each other, and nobody really knows how much of that is actually factual because it's been illegal to study it.
Sure.
Because it was a stupid Schedule I drug, and it's finally in some states been allowed to be studied, and those studies take time to see the effects over years. And now, hopefully, if they ever reschedule, we'll see a giant boon in studies, but that's not gonna stop it from being sold. Like, there's studies on alcohol and fucking cigarettes all the time. They still hawk that shit.
Sure do.
But anyways,
yeah. Anyway, you want to clap this in real quick?
let's fucking clap.
All right, 3, 2,
Pause.
1. You and your pause today,
Bro, this is,
gonna be a
I'm
pause
not trying to get called out there.
It's gonna be a pause heavy pod.
Pause all the time.
Let's see.
Pause it all.
I think we're good to go. Still don't have an intro song, but it's all right. I'm gonna wing it as always. We'll be good. I have an idea of what I might want to do, but haven't had
I
the
was
time.
thinking we should have what's his face redo the intro and then just be like Blazer. I mean, fuck that dude. Or maybe not fuck that dude, but just like, or when he says like insensitive culture, he'd be like insensitive culture. I mean, casual nerds or some shit. Just like, you know how he does that shit.
Yeah.
He could like he remix his intro.
He even still does cameos now because he.
He's a big star now.
Yeah, he's been in bigger things. He went from just YouTube Cholo Fit to now I think he was on.
That's crazy. How long?
Yeah, he was on some TV shows and shit.
He had his own show.
He had his own show, and he's been on some like bigger name TV shows. Like
yeah. I just seen him on a show recently where he was playing like a security guard or something. It was a mad small role.
Sure. But he's still like, so I don't know if he's doing cameos anymore.
Probably not.
I don't know, but I didn't say that. But you know, there are ways to get a remix out of that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him personally just to let you know.
All right.
We'll get it done. I don't. We'll play. Fuck it. We'll play the intro just for old time's sakes and for a cue. This shit was charging. I turned it off in order to preserve the battery, and you know what it didn't do? Preserve the fucking battery.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I got the intro here.
Oh, no, I got it. I was just charging a little bit. We Gucci.
Gooch.
Yeah, don't say Gooch.
Gooch, looch.
Yeah, you see? Pause. God damn it. All right. let's at least do it for reference.
Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to the Casual Nerds podcast. This is episode 253, where we talk all things pop culture and Hollywood, but do your own research because we might be wrong as hell. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy on the other end. We are formerly
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
It still works, and we still deserve an applause. All right.
But today we're the Casual Nerds.
I like that. Casual Nerds. Yeah. So we're still figuring things out, but that's not going to stop us from not recording a damn episode.
Not at all.
We have some very good conversations. I think there's been a few things that have popped up that I can't wait to talk about. But until then, anything crazy happened for you since the last time we talked? Not really.
Last time. Crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know about anything. You know what? I'll say there's two things I wanted to mention. One, on this past Thursday, it was supposed to be like a me and the kids night or whatnot because wifey had an event in the city that ended up getting canceled. So she switched things up, got us a babysitter for the night, and planned this like into the city evening. Bought tickets, got last minute tickets on Today Tix. If anybody is familiar with Today Tix, it's basically a cheap way to get last minute Broadway tickets to shows and shit, live shows and plays that are on Broadway, usually for the low. Sometimes not, but you know, usually for the low. So she copped some decent orchestra level seats, and we went to go see Buena Vista Social Club, which was fucking fire. I want to say probably the craziest experience in my life. Not in that it's a crazy Broadway show, because it was a decent Broadway show. It was pretty damn good. It was just crazy to me to be on Broadway and watching a show about a salsa band that I grew up listening to or was part of my like youth, teen years, and beyond. And like there was literally a live band on stage playing salsa, like that was the music of the show, was just salsa and guaguancó and Cuban cha-cha and all that shit. And it was like, that's just, there's flute solos and dudes soloing on the congas and the timbales, and I'm just like cheesing the whole time because I'm like, yo, what a fucking time to be alive.
That sounds like
this shit, was going down. And then halfway through the show, I text my boy and I'm like, yo, I'm at this show. This shit is so fire. You need to check it out. He's like, yo, did you know that the main actor is and Antonetti from Rochester.
Nice.
And this Victor Antonetti's daughter, I think her name is Isa. She's like the main actor on Broadway. Like that, that made me even more proud.
Yeah, I didn't know about the show she was a part of because I know Freddie and stuff.
Right.
He posted something up, so I wasn't 100% sure of what that was, but I did see that she was in Broadway and all that. So that's awesome.
That was freaking dope. Like she killed it. Like her voice is ridiculous. Like that family is talented. I think they recently just celebrated like 50 years in salsa or some shit like that.
Sure.
Family has always been pretty musically talented, but I gotta say, no disrespect to anybody else in the family, but she is easily the biggest star they've ever had. Like she acted well, and her singing was beyond bad. Like this could easily launch her into a wild ass career if she has good management, and whether that's Broadway stage based or she wants to move on into camera based roles. I think that she crushed it. And then after the show, we went to Los Tacos Numero Uno, which is the best fucking taco spot in New York City for show. And the fucking band was there. And so we got to chill and hang out with the band a little bit afterwards. Like we seen them and then we were like, oh shit, look at people from the band. They ended up coming over to the same table that we were at because it's all like standing room only. And they ended up coming to the same like table that we was at. And I was like, yo, we were just at the show. And they were like, oh shit. They were literally all Cubans that only spoke Spanish. So we was just like chatting it up with them for a little bit and shit. And that was a pretty dope ass experience.
That's dope. Yeah, I like to hear that. Those are experiences that you would have living where you live.
Right.
Like, I won't have that.
I did feel that. I felt that at the time.
Yeah. I won't have that experience here, which sucks, but it is what it is. That sounds like a great experience for y'all, man. I'm happy for y'all for that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I came home sick, but whatever. That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other story. What did I fucking do anything? No, I didn't really do anything. It's all, just same shit, different day type of stuff right now with my life. But one thing I did watch that I enjoyed multiple times, honestly, and it sound like a bird, but fucking that that Bad Bunny NPR Tiny Desk was so fire to me. And so I watched that shit like 4 times, bro.
That shit was dope.
I watched that shit like 4 times. The song choices were absolutely fire perfect for that setting.
Mm-hmm.
The band, the fact that he let the band shine and he introduced everyone and they just let him have a solo and you could just feel that energy makes you proud to be, Puerto Rican, regardless of where you stay.
Right.
And it was crazy to me that I recently, like within the last day or so that I've been seeing some people in like bigger markets. Like for instance, it was Big Boy was talking to some Mexican dudes and the dude was complaining that Bad Bunny didn't pull out his bangers. Like he didn't like the set list. He just was disappointed. And I'm like, how the fuck could you be disappointed in that? Like he played the most heartfelt songs that he had that had a message, and it all and he went from lows to highs so fast that you just feel that energy. And I was just like, damn, man, like what the fuck? But
and that sounds like the same people that are just mad about the album, how it's not like all reggaeton or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
like if they were trying to bring back like if he's talking about like the bangers from like his whole career, that's not the time for right now. Right now, he's
had
out
a
here
message
promoting this cultural album.
He had a message with this album, and he's going hard with it. So I respect it. I enjoy it. I love that album. I listen to it a lot, honestly.
Yeah, almost daily for me still.
Right. So But anyway,
the
that
segues on that
was a
tiny
lot.
desk were fire. I liked his segues.
Yeah.
Like when he would be like, just like, it seemed like he's talking to people and shit, and he's actually just leading into the next song, and then he start actually spitting bars from the next song.
Yeah.
That was pretty fire.
Yeah, and how the Hawaii song came to him in a actual dream and all that shit.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, that was very cool. So if you guys are interested in that, if we have some Latinos or not Latinos, if you just want to listen to some good music and vibes, man, check out that Tiny Desk.
Word, I just seen this a clip from, I want to say it was the Today Show or Good Morning America, and it was John Hamm. And I don't think that was AI. Like, I'm pretty sure it was legit. And John Hamm is like the biggest Bad Bunny fan. He's been to like mad shows.
Yeah.
And he's like all into it, and he was like promoting the shit out of Bad Bunny. I thought that was pretty awesome and hilarious.
That was definitely John Hamm talking about it. And I did see that. That was fire. That was
that's cool. That's
absolutely fire that he said that. I think they might even be, are they coming out on a project together?
That'd be cool if they are.
I'm sure.
I know he's got at least one other thing coming out, because I know he's in the Adam Sandler movie, and I think he's in another like more serious movie.
He's promoting the Neighbors and Friends right now.
Yeah.
So, because the first 3 episodes dropped.
Oh yeah. That's probably what he was.
That's probably what he was promoting.
What he was promoting when he had that interview.
Which, by the way, it's a good show.
I gotta start that.
I'll leave that for my fucking wit, because I'm 2 episodes
no
in.
doubt.
So let's save that. Put a pin on that. All right, cool. So let's jump right into some question. All right. So first question, and I'm not sure if I had the opportunity to really think these through, because Danny helped me out with these. Shout out to Danny, my brother Danny, for new to the show. Which, by the way, I'm not sure if you're watching, bro, but if you are, we need to get your mic set up and everything so you could jump on the show with us sometime soon. All right, so let's see. Which movie character clearly should have died, but the writers chickened out?
I had to think about this for a little bit, because there's people that like I want to have died, but not necessarily I feel like should have died in that same regard, right? Like not like what you're saying, like that the writers chickened out.
Sure.
The one that I ended up going with, though, I think they kind of played us. So I don't know if necessarily it's a chicken out, but I'm gonna say it's a chicken out.
Sure.
Because they might have did it on purpose, but I'm gonna call it a chicken out.
There's plenty of people who did die, and then writers brought them back,
and they bring them back. Yeah.
Like,
I'm going with Chewbacca in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Like, you got mad emotional when you seen that fucking ship explode. You thought Chewie was gone. And then, like, I don't even know, like a scene later, you're like, oh no, there was a second ship. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, I guess cool. And, I feel like Chewie deserves more. Like, he's been, like, so, such an integral part of the show.
Sure.
But he's kind of always been like a comedy sidekick in a way, that I think that's why it was emotional. And in the end, they played us with that and spun it into some like, oops, gotcha type shit. Which to me is kind of a chicken out. I feel like they should have fucking committed to that loss that would have driven them even harder to defeat the they weren't the Empire. What the fuck were they called in that movie? The Empire Part 2.
Let's see.
The Republic.
I don't know. We're casual nerds. I'm not.
Shit, I can't
we
remember.
forget shit like all the time. So
Paging Rocco. Paging Rocco.
Paging Rocco. Yeah, he'll. Well, guys,
You're like, guys, come on, you really?
this is not even things casual people forget about.
I know.
Let's see. So for me, same thing, except in my guess, the writers absolutely chicken out for every iteration of this franchise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have opportunities and they never take it, probably because of this person in person, not even the character, just the person himself. Vin Diesel should have died in Fast and the Furious a long fucking time ago. This motherfucker should have died a long time ago.
Oh,
They
yeah.
should have killed off that character. If they would have killed off that character, we would not have gotten this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every single time they're like, so we're gonna kill off the character, and and then it'll be the end, and he comes in and he's just like, no, wait, I
got an idea
I got an idea for the next one. I could die in this one, but I will come back. Because family. So
right.
Many missed opportunities to kill that fucker off, and definitely they're chickening out every fucking script.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put that blame on a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely give him some of that. And the writers are puss for that one too.
Right. Let's see. All right, so we good on that one. Question number 2. If you had to live in a movie universe for a year, which one would you pick and why?
I'm gonna let you go first.
If I had to live in one for 1 year, let's see. I mean, so this was a hard question because are you the main character? Are you a background character, right? But if I had to be like a main character in this, and like, let's say theoretically, just to improve the concept of my thought process, and even though he went through all kind of shit and he got himself in trouble, I think I would try to abide by the rules. But just the thought of having the type of job that he's in, whether you're the main character or someone on his team, I think it would be a dope experience. I would probably do the movie universe of Inception.
Ooh.
Because I would want to know how it feels to do that.
Okay, as a person on his team, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, either the main person on his team have the knowledge on doing the things, or obtaining that knowledge or whatever. I think it'd be dope. It'd be dangerous as fuck, but fuck, who cares? That shit is crazy. Being an architect, just playing with the shit, like, oh, look at that, look at the fucking buildings. Like buildings, just like fucking being planted on top of each other and all that shit, the shit that they created during that movie.
Yeah.
I think that was fire.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a what's his face? The Weeknd has a music video that is like exclusive to Vision Pro, and part of the music video has like
shit like
Inception
that.
style, that buildings are falling on top of each other and upside
Sure.
down. And because it's like immersive, you're like looking all around, you're like, holy shit, that shit is crazy. I like that.
You're
I like
already in
Inception.
You're already in that universe.
Yeah, right.
You want.
In the metaverse.
Yeah.
I had two thoughts on this for two different perspectives, because part of me was like, I don't know that I want to live in one of these, wild, exciting movie universes, because
Sure.
I don't necessarily want buildings potentially falling on me and having to dodge shit. But I didn't. But as I thought about it, I was like, well, I mean, if I get to place myself in the universe, then I get to be part of the action and not just some like extra walking by as a, stand-in or whatever.
Sure.
So, but in that case, the first, my number one choice here, I'm gonna go with Danny Ocean's 11. I think I would fuck on that team. One, they all seem pretty damn cool. They were always in dope ass places in all of the movies they made.
Okay.
11, 12, and 13.
I like that.
And they always won and got money. And luckily, hopefully I'd be one of the guys that didn't have to do that much and really risk their life, right? I'm not trying to be, George Clooney or Brad Pitt's character. I could be one of the side dudes. I could be I don't know, I could fake a fake British accent.
Yeah.
And
Bobby and Bonnie.
yeah, exactly.
Trouble.
And I get to walk away with a couple milli each time. I'm with that.
No, I like it. I like it being a part of any kind of strategic. I mean, if you really think about it, like that's the Inception team without the Inception part, right?
Yeah.
Like,
a different heist style. They're both heists. Look at that. We both chose heist movies.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like it's exciting.
It's more exciting
shit like that,
And neither of them are like the most of the violent heist movies.
Right. It's not like where we all said
it's not Den of Thieves.
Right. Yeah, right. Or where they just like all out shootout.
Right.
I like that. All right, last question.
My second one though was Transformers.
Okay.
Now that one, obviously, wild shit be happening. But if you're on, the Autobots team, you're not gonna die. You're gonna survive. You get to ride around with Optimus Prime all the time and Bumblebee, and like those are your peoples. That's kind of cool. And I grew up with that, right? So it'd be like, holy shit, it's fucking Bumblebee, and holy shit, we're about to fight Starscream. And that shit would just be like cool.
It's funny you mentioned it because I was thinking about it earlier. I was thinking like in that franchise, Sam Witwicky, eventually like moved on and shit. And I don't know if they explained where he went or
I don't think so.
Mentioned the character. I don't think so either, right? But imagine
maybe it's some like 2 lines.
Imagine though that was your life for like a few years because there was a few movies with that character, and then all of a sudden your life is just normal. You are no longer helping out the Transformers, but you got to live with the notion, with, you got that, with that information that there's motherfucking aliens that turn into cars and shit. Like how wild is that? So that shit is fucking hilarious. Anyway, what else? Okay. Third question. And this is in honor of it's WrestleMania week. So we had to have one WrestleMania.
I was wondering where that came from.
Right. Yeah, it's WrestleMania week. So let's honor the week by asking this. And not only that, but my brother Macho, he was a huge wrestling fan. So miss you, bro. Let's see.
Word.
If you had to walk into a room with a WWE-style entrance, theme music, pyro, lighting, all of it, what song are you picking? What's your vibe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was not that difficult for me.
No, you know what? And I felt like everybody's like we were both going to probably pick the same shit, so I had to think obscure.
Yeah, okay. I think it's I'm not that difficult in that, like, I mean, you're talking about just like walking into
yeah.
and like your theme music type shit.
You gotta do all the things.
Yeah. I would my entrance song would actually be twofold. It'd be like a remix type thing. because it would start off with a I don't know, think that this matters because I'm gonna claim plenty of IP infringement here.
Sure.
I'm not going with an original song. So it's starting with the final countdown. That's the starting off, lasers kick off, and you get that like I'm coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and people start getting hyped. But when you think it's going into the song, it switches up into Annie Up by MOP, and that's when it really pops off. I'm coming out pretty much like a new school Razor Ramon. Like that's my vibe, is like slow, calm, fuck you, not like with the lips and the toothpick or nothing. Like I'm not trying to look all like Latino Guido type or whatever that look he was going for. But just like the slow vibe, the sunglasses on inside, probably rocking a hoodie, even though I'm not rocking a hoodie today. It's usually my main gear. So it'll probably be like a zip up hoodie, hood up, and doing that slow walk in, pyro, all of that, cannons, bro, lasers, cannons going off. I think that's pretty much the vibe, visuals on the jumbotron, all that shit, man. Controlled chaos, let's go with.
Okay. All right. No, I like that. See, at first I was thinking like, do I pick an actual like entrance song from WWE and stuff? But you've inspired me to think outside of that, right? Because it really is just like the vibe.
I don't know any existing WWE entrance songs.
No. I mean, I remember from back in the day.
I don't remember none of them. I remember somebody had like a glass break thing.
Oh yeah, Stone Cold. That was
Stone Cold, right?
That was
even then, that was past my time.
I think that was low hanging fruit because if Dave was here, that's exactly what he would have picked if that were the category. But in all honesty, if I think of something that has that hypeness, but also like just like a chill walking, because that's what I don't want. I'm not trying to run in.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like that.
Ultimate warrior over here.
Nah. I'm trying to send a message with that, and I'm trying to just I'm trying to just come in at an easy pace. Ready for war. So I'm gonna have to go with my man Pun.
Ready for war, twin.
Yeah, exactly. Just as soon as as soon as everything dies down, you just hear the doo 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 doo. We gotta hit the twins.
Yeah.
Ready for war, Joe. How you wanna blow they spot? So yeah, and pyro that out. Now, I don't need anything crazy except for when I pose there real quick, just be like bang. and then I'm just coming down however the fuck I feel like in the moment.
Yeah.
But it lets you know I'm coming to chop your fucking head off. Dead in the middle of Little Italy. So that's that's my shit right there. So let's do that. All right, cool.
I fuck with that.
I fuck with that too. I fuck with it real. I
hope so.
I was happy about that. All right. So since we got the questions out of the way, let's jump into some Hollywood. Ooh. I don't know how you want to start this off, Quest. I don't know how you want to start this off. But fuck it. Let's start it off with a rumor. So as of right now, Jeff Snyder is a big Hollywood insider. He always has the inside scoop on shit on his show. I forget what it's called. Oh, The Hot Mic. He has a show called The Hot Mic. And this is where he's always talking Hollywood and dropping all of these little hot inside gossip. So anyway, so Jeff Snyder alluded to the fact that the Batman 2 is at risk of losing Matt Reeves as a director if they continue to keep delaying production. Do you think there's any validity to that?
I don't know. Who is this dude?
Jeff Snyder. He's every
How well
single
connected is he?
Well enough that this is from the comic book. What the hell is this?
Comicbook.com?
No. CBR.
Oh, comic book.
I forget what the R stands for, but
Report.
Yeah. Whatever. But there, it's a credited source for sure, and he's always linked to these types of rumors, and a lot of them have come to fruition. Like yes, like they were actually true. And we know that there has been some delays on the Batman 2. I'm not sure. I don't believe that he's at risk. Maybe I don't know if I believe this one, only because of everything that is involved with this universe, right? The Batman is successful. The Penguin was ridiculously successful, so much so that now the Batman 2, everybody that was complaining about the Batman with Rob Pattinson, right? And now it seems like no one is complaining about this. This is what they want. This is like, like they really want to continue this universe. There's been a lot of speculation about what part 2 is about, who the villain is, and all this. There's just so much talk that it makes me feel like this is BS. I could also see it, right? I could possibly see that maybe within DC, maybe he's being pushed back, although James Gunn came out and said that he's the one, Matt Reeves is the one that's writing this script.
Yeah.
And he hasn't turned in, that was the last update that we had, that Matt Reeves hasn't turned in a completed script, but that James Gunn wasn't worried about it because he doesn't want him to turn in a bad script, right? He wants him to take his time with it. And if he feels like he needs more time, he's owed that. So that's why I'm reluctant to believe in this this current rumor. However, I can see that, like currently James Gunn is building this universe, and I just saw some pictures from Supergirl, or is Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
I saw the pictures of Lobo. Jason
Momoa.
Jason Momoa dressed as Lobo, which looks fire. I'm not gonna post it up. Y'all can look it up if y'all really want to. But it looks absolutely fire.
Pause-worthy photo.
Yeah, for sure.
Got you.
So for sure. So that's why I could see that, right? Maybe if production is being pushed along to see how the reception is for Superman, I don't know why that would be. I could see there being some hesitation on that because we're gonna be seeing another Batman in the DCU, and we kind of want to space things out. I don't know. It could really go either way, but I'm leaning more towards the side that this rumor is BS, because there's just so much at stake for Matt Reeves, this Batman universe.
I think there's a chance of something there, but maybe not from that view, but more so from the perspective of the Warner Brothers studio, is pushing the DC studio as the parent company that will be distributing this film, is pushing DC and James Gunn to be like, yo, timeline wise, he's fucking up, and you need to push him, or we need to move on. Like, this is ridiculous at this point. This movie should have been turned in by before the end of last year, because they were supposed to begin production at the beginning of this year. They still claimed earlier this year, I think it was Matt Reeves said, if not him, someone else on the production team said that they still planned to begin production and wrap production in 2025, which without a finished script, everyone was like, how the fuck is that possible? And now we're in mid-April and they still haven't dropped the script in yet. Yeah. That is of concern. Now, I'm not going to say that James Gunn is the one that's pushing them, because as you said previously, he's willing to give him more slack, having been a writer-director himself. He knows what it can take. And if it's true that there's rewrites happening based on the success of the Penguin, or based on whatever's going on in Matt Reeves' head, that explains it, or maybe explains the pressure to do something, phenomenal with it. However, I think it's probably more so, again, having that, knowing how studios are, then also seeing that fake behind the scenes from the show, the studio, right? Even though it's a comedy, there is some truth to how, they talk about the movie business. And we've seen it in other films as well, how they, parody Hollywood, and the way that studios act. I could see, the major distributor here being Warner Brothers pushing back, and the leak coming from that side of the building versus the DC studio side.
Okay. I mean,
not that that means anything, not that he's actually at risk, but I could see them either intentionally leaking that story to put more fire up his ass, or being legit. And, there's rumors here, people saying this and that. And though it may not be a final decision, an assistant or production assistant walks out of a room and is like, holy shit, they just threatened to get rid of Matt Reeves.
Okay.
I gotta go tell somebody.
Well, and then let's throw in there as well, because I was just reading up on a bunch of things, and it completely slipped my mind that also there are a lot of rumors that Matt Reeves is honestly going through some health issues.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. So with health issues, and I mean, I don't know, obviously I don't know anything about like any of that, but it's like a lot of people are comparing it to possible like Chadwick Boseman type of stuff, like where it's just like, yo, we need to get this going. You know what I mean? Like, and so currently where it stands is it's looking for an October 2027 release. So maybe if there is some sort of health issue surrounding,
good God,
I know, if there is some sort of health issues going on with Matt Reeves, then I can see him saying, yo, like, we need to get this going sooner than later.
Yeah.
And we need to get this going sooner than later. And we just if you can't commit, if there's another delay past October 2027, I'm gonna have to bow out, because like I can't just sit here waiting for this.
And also, like you said before, like the Bold and the Brave. I keep, every time I hear that, I want to say Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Brave. I don't know if there's been any. I doubt there's been any year placed on that release. But if this shit's not coming out till 27, there's got to be like more than a year. I don't want to say there's got to be, because studios don't give a fuck what my thoughts are, but there should be more than a year between the Batman of Matt Reeves' Dark Universe in Elseworlds and the Batman of Bold and the Brave in DCU, in order to give, audiences a chance to recover and recenter their thought process on who these different characters are.
Well, yeah,
and if they keep delaying Batman 2, it affects, the DCU franchises.
Sure. I mean, they haven't even started production or anything on The Bold and the Brave. They've only just mentioned.
But that doesn't mean they don't have a timeline and thought, right? Like an idea of like, man, it would be really dope if we could release in 28. Oh, fuck, we can't release in 28. We're going to have to push this back to 29. And it's like, well, if this dude keeps on delaying, we might have to push back to 30. And he's like, I don't want to push back to 30.
I'll be honest with you, man. They're putting a lot of faith in the fact that people can decipher this, right? Like comic book nerds and fans of these types of IPs, I guess, they're used to that kind of stuff. And not necessarily, mainly just the comic book nerds, really. Right. And like the casual nerds like us, where we know
comic book nerds for sure. They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
They're reading 3 different runs at the same time often.
Yeah. And we could decipher like the difference between, and we're
at
casual
this level.
nerds.
Yes.
We're
if they start getting crazier than that, I don't know.
We are more Hollywood nerds than any kind of comic book. Right. And we can decipher all this. We follow it. So it's not going to be anything crazy to us to go back and forth, but your average moviegoer is going to be so confused by all
for sure. So, absolutely. I mean, I'll even say if it was too close together, it would cause me some. I mean, maybe it's just my old age and all the weed I smoke, but I haven't started Mobland because I'm afraid of getting it confused with Gangs of London, and I don't want to start crossing streams like that. And so I'm like, let me wait until I at least finish this season of Gangs of London, so that I could go over to Mobland. And that has nothing to do with The Gentleman, even though it's like the same vibe as The Gentleman, and technically in the same universe, but not really, because I don't really understand that part. But
sure.
But yeah, like so, and that's just me. So I can't even imagine, I mean, my girl doesn't care enough, I think, to be too confused. Like she might be like, wait, what? Whatever. I think she's probably going to be more on that line, but there are some people that are less knowledgeable than us, but as interested in these types of movies as us, and would be very confused by 2 Batman at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's going to be a big difference in the Batman universes that would help with that. Mainly, I think they're probably going to go with, and we couldn't get a lot of confirmation on the style of Batman, other than because it was in. It was in Creature Commandos. It was just in one scene. It was a flashback, and we saw the silhouette
covered.
I'm hoping that we would see a blue and gray Batman, and then that would help.
And that is the color scheme from Bold and Brave, right? Is blue and gray?
Yeah, from the comic book run, yes.
Yeah. So they've been pretty good at matching comic book runs uniforms for the stories that they run against. So I do have a feeling that is what they'll run, and that would be I'm down for that. Even if it's like I don't know, more realistic versions, or more darker tones,
I'm hoping that they just
either way, it doesn't matter.
I'm just hoping that they have more of a comic book-esque Batman, like and that would definitely set it apart, right? That would make it feel completely.
That's the idea of this Superman, right? Is to be more comic book-esque.
Yeah, and people
version
are
of Superman.
trying to tear it apart. They're trying to pick it apart because of fucking Henry Cavill and all that shit. But that shit isn't gonna last. I think as soon as this movie drops,
Man, after they dropped that first, or it's not first 2 minutes, but whatever, but that 6-minute teaser.
Mhm.
That
a lot
dropped.
of people
I dropped all. I don't know. I don't care about anybody else's thoughts there.
Sure,
Sorry,
sure.
haters. But that dropped all of my concerns from any of the trailers previous, including the Superman flying with his hands, by his waist, and the camera just in his face. Even that little small scene or clip that we saw out of context. I don't care, because based off of what I saw in that tease that they gave at CinemaCon, dope. I'm here for all of that. Even the robots cracking jokes, I'm here for it.
And that's what we know that
it's very comic booky
James
though,
Gunn
and
is
I
good
like
with.
it.
That's what we know James Gunn is good for.
Yeah.
Like those little quirky things, like small little jokes inserted here and there, where Superman may not be cracking the jokes, right? He may be a little bit more serious, but the jokes are going to fly elsewhere. And for me, it was very evident in the behavior of the dog, of Crypto.
Yeah.
Crypto's behavior made me feel like, oh, this is going to be fun, because it's just like, he doesn't fully know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's a happy fucking dog, and he's happy to see his owner, and his owner's hurt, and he's jumping all over.
I was like, look at this stupid fucking dog with superpowers.
Yes, exactly. And that's what made it. I was like, oh man. But James Gunn does animals perfectly.
He does with them well. Yeah. And I think he said that was like based on his dog, right?
Sure. Yeah. He's his badass dog.
Which even matches even better.
Yep, exactly. So here, let's since we're talking about the Batman, I'll go in with some more Rob Pattinson news. So Rob Pattinson is actually apparently he's in talks right now to play the possible villain in Dune Messiah. Now, with him being in Batman and everything, do you think, I personally think this is a perfect time for him to get into his villain bag. I haven't seen the second Dune, which I know I know. It would be a me thing. So it would have to be me watching it. But anyway, I like this for Rob Pattinson. I think he's taken a lot of risks. He's been taking a lot of risks in his roles. He's gone from, like, obviously he's known for the shitty Twilight years and whatever, and people won't let him live that down. But he's since worked with so many people. He's worked with, Chris Nolan, and he's done a lot of great work to prove himself as an actor. He's done freaking the artsy fartsy roles where he's, that have been nominated. He's been doing his thing. And I like that he's not shy to take a possible villain role. Now, is a villain role a bad thing? Do you think that it's a bad thing for him?
No, I don't think so.
Right? Because it's in between his Batman roles, I think it's the perfect time. If he gets cast as the villain in Dune Messiah, one, it's a huge franchise right now. Two, even if he is like a crazy villain and he plays that role to a T, people will forget the whole villain thing right after the second he comes out with Batman 2. So it's a perfect way to not be typecast.
I'm just more concerned about, again, going back to production and timing. If he's stuck
that was
filming
part of the conversation
Dune
too.
Messiah,
Mm-hmm.
how will he be able to, have the time to do Batman 2?
So
and the different stresses that go between making those films. Not that people can't make two movies in the same year, because they've done it. But I don't know if those productions cross or whatnot.
I don't have the quote to remember who it was that made the quote, but the question have obviously been asked. And I remember reading that they pretty much said that, hey, if this is the route he goes, they will make it work for him. So it would be nothing to have him, when downtime comes in one movie, to have him flown to the next one, so that he can complete whatever's needed and going back and forth. So I think it's something that's on their mind when it comes to this. I think that's something that is not completely uncommon for actors to do, especially actors in his caliber. I don't think it'll hurt him too much. Now the part where it may leak in is we may see one character, like bleed into another a little bit. Like you'll see little nuances that you'll be like, oh, that's Bruce Wayne, like a little Bruce Wayne nuance. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's more of the people who are aware to something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like there's especially with him being what is he? He's British, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's British. So, having to deal with like accent changes. I don't know what this other character would be. So maybe things like that might bleed into each other. Personally, I don't know how they could split their brain like that to just on a flight. It's like, all right, now I'm switching over to this person.
Right.
But whatever. That's
like they enter the flight like Severance, like
yeah, exactly. So that's on them to figure that out.
That'd be kind of fire for actors. That'd be having a Severance.
I have no fucking idea how that person thinks he's really that person.
Right.
That would be a very easy way. That sounds like a Black Mirror.
I was just gonna say that reminded me a little of that Black Mirror episode you made me watch last night.
We'll get into that. Let's see. All right, before we get into another bigger discussion, because I don't have too much, but I just have a couple of discussions that we wanted. But before that, because I mentioned it at some point within this last, I don't know, few months, I think it was part of one of our questions where we asked, what category would we like to see be added to the Oscars?
Right.
And it's coming true. It's actually coming true. The Oscars have officially added a category for best stunts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was yours. That was your category.
That was my category. Yeah. So they've officially added the stunts category. Yeah. Very long overdue.
Yeah.
The first award will be
flowers.
Right. The first award will be presented at the 2028 ceremony. Not sure why it would take that long, but whatever. I'm just happy that they're even considering that, because there are a lot of good people and just crazy.
Will Smith will be back by then.
Yeah. Yeah. And good call, Danny, because that was actually going to be my question. I have it written down here. Like, how mad are people going to be when Tom Cruise wins the first award?
Wow.
Because
it might be for stunt is it for stunt choreography or for the actual stunt?
All I seen was a category for best
stunt. So it might be it'll go towards the film, not the.
Yeah.
And then like the stunt team will be the one that goes up to accept the awards. So I mean, Tom Cruise will be a part of that team.
He would be.
But it would have to be really like the stunt choreographer that gets.
Bro, this motherfucker is planning on going to space and filming.
Are they still doing that?
I don't know. I haven't heard otherwise. So I
thought that was was that for a Mission Impossible movie?
No,
isn't this the last Mission Impossible? I don't know. I have a feeling this is the last
thing.
It's another thing.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they've gone and spent time at least like the production team, I think I feel like, and maybe I'm confusing this with something else, but I thought they had spent time on the International Space Station already doing like pre-production stuff.
So this it's currently listed as untitled Tom Cruise / SpaceX project.
Oh.
Yes. And
So
the
is it
director
not
is
a
Doug
real
Lyman.
movie?
What'd you say?
Is it not a real movie? Is it a commercial?
No, I mean it's supposed to be a movie. It's just untitled right now.
Produced by SpaceX?
Oh, because it says project?
Well, no, because it says SpaceX is a part of it.
Yeah, they're the ones flying them out there.
But why are they listed in the production credit?
I don't know. Because
That's what
he's
I'm
not
saying.
working
If
with
they're
NASA.
producing it, I'm wondering if it's more like a 15-minute promotional commercial for SpaceX.
No, the synopsis
Or is
says
it an
Tom Cruise and
actual
director Doug Lyman travel far beyond Earth to film the first ever Hollywood motion picture in outer space.
Hollywood motion picture, okay.
Yeah. And Doug Lyman is I can't think of. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I know that name.
Yeah, he directed Edge of Tomorrow, the new Roadhouse, Swingers. He's directed quite a few things, and Edge of Tomorrow is one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. So
I think that's probably what
I literally just got a little bit more excited for this project. He directed The Instigators, Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, he has some good movies on his roster here. So Jumper, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's
no slouch. That Dougie.
He's no slouch. Yeah. Mr. Lyman.
You're cruising.
Oh, and I'm seeing here that he actually has Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yes.
Oh my God.
I did hear about that being a sequel in development.
Where's that meme? I think I'm about to bust.
I'm finna bust.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm down for all of that. But the second he comes out with that, he's winning. The stunt, whatever. Like we don't know what it's about. It's probably some crazy. You know him though. He's gonna want to do all of the stunts, like walking outside of the space station, like all that shit. So, yeah. So anyway, all right. What else do I have here? All right. So, and we're gonna jump right into another discussion. And honestly, I don't care if it's a spoiler alert or whatever. We're gonna talk openly about this.
Uh-oh.
What are your thoughts on do I want to go that route? Anyway, yeah. What are your thoughts on DareDevil, bro?
The television show.
The television show, DareDevil.
Obviously.
Yes. Not the movie starring Ben Affleck from
No.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
Yeah. Everyone has thoughts about that movie.
I'm not. I wasn't, a Daredevil Netflix aficionado.
Sure.
However, I will say I saw that this most recent episode was episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this show was getting kind of long without a lot of shit going on.
And that's exactly why I'm asking this question, because supposedly this was supposed to be crazy season. There a lot of people were extremely happy that they were continuing production on this.
What it tells me is that
because the next episode that we get tomorrow is the finale, the season finale.
So it is only 9 episodes.
9 episodes, and they're already good for season 2. They've already greenlit it.
Yeah,
for 2 seasons.
I mean, what it tells me is that the first version of this was boring as fuck.
Yes, correct.
Because parts of that still live in this.
Sure.
And this shit has been a lot of talking. However, I will say that part of the reason that, I stopped watching the Netflix one is because there was a lot of talking.
Yeah, but the Netflix
because
one
it lasted
longer.
like 15 episodes or whatever. And so there was a lot of filler talk, and that's why I kind of like, meh. And I think the people that wrote this one must have thought that's part of the show. I don't know.
No, but see, the thing I will give grace on the Netflix show is that yes, there were a lot more episodes. There were some filler episodes, but they dropped everything at once. So you could
just go on to the next. Yeah.
You get on to the next. But now with the weekly thing,
yeah,
and what they were promising with this, right? And there was a lot of talk back and forth on the fact that they fired everyone, they redid everything, like there was just a lot of hoopla about this show. And I will tell you, like, I'm saying all of that and I'm still enjoying the show. Yeah. I'm enjoying the show. The dialogue is awesome. Sure. There are people who are saying that, they better not waste Fisk, and he needs to be a Thanos like character in the MCU. No, he fucking doesn't. I love Vincent D'Onofrio as an actor. I think he does, the best Wilson Fisk that we've seen, the best Kingpin that we have seen. But even then, we get too much of him here. Like we have gotten, as a matter of fact, this season should be just named Matt Murdock, because that's what we got. We barely got any Daredevil. Right, first episode we got some Daredevil,
and maybe that's what season 2 is all about.
Yes, but I'm tired of these people putting all of their fucking eggs in the season 2 basket.
Yeah,
because there's no guarantee. Like, I understand that they've already greenlit season 2, and that's probably exactly why this has happened. But stop fucking putting all of your eggs in the season 2 basket, because if the first season is trash, nobody's gonna give a fuck about season 2.
Well, that's why they came back with all the violence in season 1 that they had to reintegrate.
Violence?
I mean, it's there. It's there. It's just not, 16 fights per episode. Again, I don't remember the first 3 seasons being like that. I do think that there has been at least 2, if not 3 episodes where there was pretty much no violence. No real fighting. And it's it's a little underwhelming, I would say.
Yeah. And again, the dialogue is awesome. The story is awesome. So I'm not completely shitting on Daredevil. However, what was advertised and what was the assumption is the problem with what Marvel has been doing, right? Is they add a lot of fluff and excitement to the trailers, and then what they deliver, even if that's fine. I really do want good dialogue. Hell, I thought Eternals was good. I was a fan of that movie because I understood that it was dialogue heavy and they wanted to try something like that. Sure. However, with like Daredevil, right, with this show, we were all excited to get back to a place where it was, where we get to see the bones being broken, right? A mature rating on this television show that people have been really looking into, or looking forward to, I should say. And it just hasn't really so like even with Muse, right? Muse is a dope character, like the concept was dope. And it seemed like, there's going to be like this really big, thing that's gonna happen with Muse and him and like coming together. And I get it, he's a young dude, so like whatever. But then they literally get into one fight. Like he figures it out, he gets there, they get into one fight, and the dude is fucking dead.
Two fights,
sure, yeah, two fights. But I just felt like they built this thing up to be like some awesome, like, oh, this is building up to possibly be something a little bit greater.
Both those fights were pretty dope, though.
They are dope.
They were both decent amount of screen time. The first one was shorter than the second one, but the first one, it was Daredevil's first time back in costume in like 4 episodes.
Sure.
And 2, he choked the shit out of dude.
Sure.
Almost killing him. And it was a pretty good fight. Shorter, but Muse escaped. And in the very next episode, they had like a 4-minute long scene, 6-minute long scene fighting each other. It sucked that there was no, I weirdly enough, my beef is not with the action between them two, because I think they gave us action.
It felt like, no, it's not.
I felt like Muse's whole story. Yeah, the fact that he died, you get no, and this is why I'm going to say it's going to sound funny, you get no dialogue between Muse and Daredevil.
No,
like he doesn't seem like an actual enemy of Daredevil, because they've never confronted or talked to each other about anything. There's only the fights. And you don't really get to see the arc of Muse, because we're so focused at the beginning about White Panther, and then there's this ongoing thing between Fisk and Matt Murdock, and the Red Hook situation or whatever, the politics behind all of that stuff happening.
And this is another thing.
That's the part that's fucking it up, I think.
This is another thing that's annoying about.
Even though I fuck with Gandolfini, I think he's been coming up and looking and sounding pretty dope as a good actor. I do think that like they spending too much time on the mayoral politics side.
They are, and what they're doing is they are they're trying to do the Batman and Joker thing, where they're trying to make it feel like or seem like Fisk and Murdock are two sides of the same coin, right? Where they keep having like fight scenes where they're doing these things and like together, and it's like a dance, and it's always about fucking Fisk. And I understand that Kingpin is like the bigger story there and like the overarching thing, but fuck, man, can we get like a villain in there that's just like, can we steer away from, like, Fisk is always going to be that. There's going to be no ending to that whole debacle, but it's almost like he's the star of the show just as much as Matt Murdock and Daredevil.
I don't argue with you at all. I think they are positioning him as almost a co-equal in that regard.
Yes. And because of that, we're missing out on a ton of shit.
Because he's not fighting.
No.
He's political Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
He's not kicking anybody's ass. He's not being a mob boss, genius. At least not that we've seen any of his like planning. If anything, it's been more Vanessa that's been killing the mob boss game.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't disagree with you there. The one thing I will say that does bother me about Fisk, from a production standpoint, they need to commit to whether Fisk is a giant with superhuman powers or not. And I feel like they literally, in the most recent episode, again, not worried about spoilers here, but there's in one scene, he's standing face to face with the swordsman, and he puts his hand on his shoulder, and he looks like about a foot taller than the swordsman when they're in the private room. And then they walk out of the room, and he's about half a foot shorter than he just was in the other room. And I was like, what the? And they showed him again, side, like in profile view. And I was like, what the fuck? He was just like towering over him. And I was thinking, when I seen that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Fisk is a big giant motherfucker. I fuck with that. Keep giving me these camera angles that make Vincent D'Onofrio look like a giant, kingpin. Sure. And then in the very next scene, he goes back out to the. Maybe they did that on purpose to show how like he's kingpin inside, these quiet parts, but in the public he's just a regular guy. I don't know. I hope that's not the case, because that's way too deep and meta for people. Sure. That's the thing that bothers me. Homie ripped the door off of a car in the Hawkeye show. So I guess he has superhuman strength.
Sure. For sure.
But in this show, he threw somebody across the room. He looks like he's very strong, but I wouldn't necessarily call it superhuman.
It's very ambiguous, and
it is, and I think they need to commit to Kingpin being a giant monster versus trying to humanize this giant monster.
And I get that this was filmed at a different time in US history, but what really isn't needed right now? A whole lot of fucking politics.
Yeah, that too.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Those are my grievances with this. And again, I'm saying I mean I like the dialogue. I do like the show. But we need more. We need more action. I thought we were going to get more action than we received. And it has been a full season of the Matt Murdock show, with snippets of Daredevil showing up every now and again. Like the very first episode was the craziest Daredevil shit that we've seen, right? Where we saw something new. Yeah. Where he was like swinging and like climbing, and that was the only episode.
He's small amounts, but he did swing in during the.
But that was it. That was it. I'm talking about like there's been no parkour. There's been no running through the city. Like all of the Daredevil shit that was presented in that first episode.
Yeah.
I get it. Like that's part of the story arc, but fuck, man.
No, I mean, I really think that those first couple episodes were the ones that were rewritten. Cause again, this girl is not in the show.
She's not. No.
She was only in the first episode, which Deborah Ann, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. They totally played us with that, and with Foggy coming back. That was a farce. They were never intended to be a part of the show. And
they're confirmed for season 2.
Yeah, to play the same
backup
bullshit roles.
Yeah, they're what is it going to be?
Flashbacks or something.
There we go. Yeah, flashbacks or some bullshit.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, like I was so amped for this show, and while I still like the dialogue, I'm still like enjoying the show. Yeah. It definitely is not what
it's not meeting the mark.
It's not meeting the mark at all.
So. Yeah. I don't disagree with pretty much anything you've said.
What can we do?
Yeah. I'm just not as disappointed because I didn't have such a high buildup.
Sure.
But
I mean, all right, well, whatever.
It's definitely turned into a show that I'm not rushing to watch the day that it drops.
Nope.
I will watch it usually within 3 days of it released. But I think there are other shows that I will watch before. Not only because it's a only me show, but also because I know that I can't watch it too late at night because I'll fall asleep with all the fucking talking.
Yeah. And I
already have. As a matter of fact, I fell asleep in the last episode. I had to watch it twice.
And I'm not worried about spoilers. Like, what the fuck are they going to spoil?
Yeah, right.
You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
mean,
So,
the next episode will probably be.
yeah,
They could spoil something for the finale.
Yeah,
But no, I feel
we're
you.
gonna get, and if we don't, like, fuck, all the screenshots that I've seen is it because they've already filmed season 2? Because I haven't seen a fucking single one of the BTS stuff that I've seen leaked and stuff. From recordings.
I mean, I have a feeling that I thought they were filming both seasons at the same time.
Probably.
I thought that's when they greenlit season 1 and season 2. They said they were filming at the same
Bullshit,
time, but
they're saving it all for season 2.
yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
it's
It's listed currently as coming out next year in 2026.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They must have filmed a good chunk of it, but maybe not all of it yet.
Right. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow.
I definitely agree that most of the excitement happened in the first 2-3 episodes.
Not even first episode, and then we went to court with Matt for 2 to 3 episodes.
Oh yeah,
and then we got a Daredevil.
It wasn't even the second episode was whacker than the first episode.
Yes.
They felt like 2 completely different episodes.
Like,
and then the other episode when he was in the bank, that completely felt like a smushed in the middle,
very random,
completely, added just to give Matt a reason to, 1, reference another MCU character, and 2, to get on the train back to being Daredevil, but had nothing to do with anything. And it was gosh, when there's only 9 episodes, why was that one in there? Unless it was originally 8 episodes and they stuck that one in there and made it 9.
I don't know, man. I have some grievances, but
Kevin Feige's not in charge of the Marvel television universe, and that's what gives me fear.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he has like final cut, but that's not his daily production group. And that's why shit like this happens, I feel.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. I can stop my grievances.
Digress. Off the soapbox.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, well, let's talk about the things we fucking with. What are you fucking with right now?
What am I fucking with? Well, I don't even know if I could say that I'm fucking with.
Sure.
But I did see. I might see more. I don't know. This Black Mirror shit is. It's one of those things that it's like, why do I watch this stuff?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that episode. It was. I know. I probably.
Joy is a weird word because I don't find joy in what I saw.
Yeah.
Was it made well? Do I like the actors? Was the writing awesome? Was the storyline interesting? Yes. I will say when there was about maybe 15 minutes left in it, I tapped the remote to see how much time was left in it because I was like, all right, I need to get out of this world already. Like, how much is left in this? Because this is starting to get super depressing, like Black Mirror shit does, and will drag you down into their black hole. But was it good? Yes, I like the actors, like I said, and I fucked with it. Even though at the end I was like, God damn, what the
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like holy shit.
I'm still
I'm
not 100% sure what really was happening at the very, very end. I don't know if we want to talk about it and spoil that, but like the very last scene, I think I have an idea, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't care. You can talk about it if you want.
So when she said, I think it's time, but just do it when I'm not here, was she talking about it's time for him to like shut her down and kill her?
we've already discussed that. Like, yo, this can't go on forever.
Right. Or was she talking about, I think it's time we both go? Because it seems like when he went down to the basement, he closed the door with the razor blade. I'm assuming he's going to kill himself on camera.
Possibly.
I don't know what else he's bringing the razor blade for. He ain't got no other reason to raise money, because the only reason he was raising money was to keep her in her state. Yeah. So now that she's gone and he just murdered her, he's probably like, I can't go on living, and so he's going down there to kill himself. So I don't know if they had discussed, because when she said do it when I'm not around, was she saying when I'm not around as in I'm in ad mode, that's when you can kill me? Or when after you kill me,
when my consciousness is not here, which would be in ad mode. Personally, I would have driven her out of the range.
Why he had to smother her, I wouldn't even have done that. I would have just stopped paying my bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Just stop paying the bill, bro. They won't give you ad mode either way. Don't pay the bill. They would have shut her down immediately, and she could have just, you would have had it timed. All right, well, subscription 5-4, I love you, bye. And she would have just gone zoom, and it would have been a quiet, nice, slow death. But
not, she would have still, she would have still been there. And
well, then you have a funeral, and you call the ambulance and you're like, yo, my wife just died.
Yeah.
You didn't have to fucking smother her and kill her.
It has to be dramatic.
It has to be Black Mirror. That's what I'm saying. Fuck this Black Mirror shit, man.
I fuck with Black Mirror.
It might intrigue me to watch the next episode. We'll see.
This first episode honestly showed me that it was better than last season. Because last season,
I heard last season
it was very wild. It was last I remember was that weird thing with Anthony Mackie and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, where well, they would go into the video games, and go at it, it was very, very fucking weird.
Yeah, but that was more, maybe that was just too pause-worthy.
I mean, I understand that, and this is what Black Mirror does, right? It takes this thing that's in technology, it ramps it up to 1,000, and say hey, what could this possibly be like in a very bad, worst case scenario? And it amplifies that. So I understand that it's a Twilight Zone in a technology, with the premise of how technology could ruin us. Right. Essentially, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we know that Twilight Zone is like that, right? It takes these terrible situations and really amplifies them. So that's why I really do enjoy it, because I like the thought of, man, if this really went way further beyond than what we need, and I can't wait to move forward. I think I started the second episode, and it has to do with the Mandela effect.
Really?
Second episode has to do with Mandela effect, which is wild. It's already wild. I haven't finished the second episode, but anyway, it's already just it's very interesting. So I enjoy Black Mirror, and I like to see that they've gone back to what it was prior to whatever the fuck it was last season. And homegirl from The Penguin is on an episode too. So
I love her.
I know. That's why I told you, because you got to at least watch hers.
Yeah, that's
apparently true. Hers is an add-on to the popular Star Trek episode.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
There was a Star Trek episode. I want to say, it was either in the last season or the one before that. That was the most popular one of the season.
Oh.
And it was starring Jesse Plemons.
I definitely did not see a Jesse Plemons one. I'm pretty sure the season before I saw the actually no, I never seen the American ones. All I saw was the first pig fucking one, and I said, "Yeah, I'm good on this show."
Yo, are you crazy? Like that's all you really seen?
I seen that one, and I pretty sure that's it. I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good on this show." I think I may have like.
They've had some.
No, I
really
didn't see the Anthony Mackie one. I read about it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's why I don't watch Black
Well,
Mirror."
no. So last season was and it was like very short. It was like 4 episodes or something like that. So it was very like that was very wild. And yeah, those were like it's still interesting, but it's just like 4 episodes. It wasn't what it was before that. And season 1 was very obscure. It like because that's how it started off, and then Netflix picked it up. And then in season 2, it brought some like really cool concepts of like this is crazy, like
right.
with robots and social media.
Maybe I did see 1 or 2 of
maybe. I think you did.
The first Netflix version of it, but
sure.
Either way, I remember feeling dread afterwards, and I was
like, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna feel. You're not gonna be feeling like
I put myself
sunshine
after
every
right.
No, you're not.
It's almost like what was that movie we saw? I told you to watch. Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
I finished that shit. Like, why do I put myself through
this?
That
was a wild one. That was a wild one.
Dreadful.
that one was crazy. All right. So anyway, yeah, I was fucking with that too. You fucking with anything else? No,
I don't think I haven't been able to start anything else. Or continue. There's nothing that I haven't already mentioned that I think that I've seen this week.
Sure.
First time I ever saw Sing 2 with my kid. I think I may have started it before and never finished it, and I was watching. I was like, "Oh shit, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie."
No, Sing 2 is good.
Yeah.
What am I fucking? I've been watching so many things. I just finished The Pit. Literally before coming here.
I mean, we've talked about it before.
Yeah. So I don't have to mention that.
Super duper fire.
It's great.
Great. See, surprised 15 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
Yeah. It's a 15-hour shift.
I mean, I didn't expect even more. I didn't expect more than 10 episodes. I thought was once they got to episode 10, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be the end. And then it was like, no, this isn't. There's no way they're ending on that. And then it was like episode 11. It was like, well, they're definitely not ending on that. And episode 12, well, they can't end on that either. And it's like, Jesus Christ, how long is this fucking shift?
Yeah.
I don't know of any other HBO series that goes 15 episodes. So
yeah, I don't know. I have that.
They got to win fucking Emmys. They got to win Emmys. Noah Wyle deserves at least a nomination and probably an Emmy for his portrayal in this shit because he killed it. The
show is amazing. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's so fucking fast paced, anxiety
over by that loss
riddled. Oh my god, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So if you're into hospital drama and it not being shy at all at the amount of just things that you're gonna see, realness of what you will see in an emergency room floor, at a very packed hospital, I recommend it.
I do find it funny that Netflix dropped what is it, The Pulse or Pulse, right when Pitt finished, and like it was like a week or two before Pitt finished, and that is nothing compared. It's like not even close. It's like
they shouldn't have even done.
It's more like an ER version of General Hospital or what's that other like 35-year running long show?
Like a soap opera?
No, the
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy. It's like a Netflix version. It's a Netflix version of Grey's Anatomy, and it's an ER version of Grey's Anatomy because I'm pretty sure Grey's Anatomy does not take place in the ER. or at least not fully. And the pulse is all in the ER, but it's like there's no way. Like I give them,
Sure.
I hope they enjoy their time and they get renewed. And I don't wish them ill will. They will find their audience, but it doesn't compare.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else do we have? I'm fucking with my friends and neighbors with John
Ooh,
Hamm.
yeah,
We talked about that. Apple TV Plus. Very awesome show so far. I'm only
many
2
you seen?
episodes in.
2?
Yeah, 2 out of 3. They dropped the first 3 episodes. So I'm really into that. Pretty much fun with Dick and Jane.
Okay.
That type of
Yeah.
scenario.
That makes sense. Except just a single man.
Yeah. But all the same, and once you watch it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about.
All right.
Oh, it is very much fun with Dick and Jane-esque. That's the inspiration for that. I feel like I'm missing something else. You already talked.
Did you see The Last of Us?
Yes, I just finished
I have
the first
not,
episode of.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yes, I just finished the first episode of Last of Us, and damn,
Does it hit?
Yeah, it very much does hit. If you've played the second game,
yeah,
same as the first season, where like the visuals are on point. Like the game comes back to you as you're watching this, and it's just so far so good. Very happy.
Nice.
There's action in the first episode. I'm so far I'm happy with it, and I can't wait until everyone is talking about why they're just so upset and flabbergasted. If you know.
But they're not doing the whole second game in season 2, right?
No, so the second game has been split into season 2 and 3.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And the second game, that's the only downside that I've heard of this show with people who've been reviewing it, is that, and people are fucking stupid. But I don't know. Should we say that on this show? We're still insensitive culture at our core. But it's the only thing that the only complaints that I've heard is that that it's hard to decipher when it goes back and forth between Ellie and can't think of her name right now, but the other girl. Because in the second game, the story arc changes between them and the opposite side.
Got you.
Like from what transpired in season, or in the first game or season 1, there was a result in this one where now you're following 2 girls, and it's Ellie and obviously Joel, and then Abby. Abby is the other girl, and you're following Abby and what she goes through and who she's on the side of, and they're like 2 conflicting sides, and you follow both.
Gotcha.
In this, so that's what the game is about, and so them jumping back and forth for some reason is confusing people, but
interesting.
People are easily confused, so
yeah,
I'm not too worried about that. It's good. It's very good.
The main reason I haven't watched it is just because I did not play the game, famously. But I don't remember that much about season 1. The same with Andor that's coming up. There was a recap of season 1 of Andor on Disney Plus, and I thought it was like 12 minutes long. I thought it was going to help, and all it did was reinforce how much I forgot from the first season.
Sure.
And so that just made me think even more how bad it would be for The Last of Us, because the few things that I seen in the trailers, wifey and I would look at each other like, do you even know what the fuck they're talking about? And like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we should just rewatch the first. So we both said, let's rewatch the first season. We just haven't found any time to. And I'm traveling this week. And I literally yesterday, I was like, this whole week is dedicated to watching The Last of Us. It's the only show we're going to watch all week. And I'm literally leaving tomorrow night. So I don't know when we're going to do that.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I mean, as long as you watch it before it airs next weekend.
Yeah. I
think
I don't think I'll be able to.
There's only one major thing, and I'm not going to say it, but there's only one major thing, and it happens fairly quickly. It's got to be within the. I'll be honest. I don't believe it happens in the first episode, and I haven't heard enough talking about it. But it has to happen within 2 to 3 episodes.
Okay.
So you can have the build up
some time.
Yeah. So it's like you can have the build up if you want. But when that happens, I know it's going to be all over the fucking place. Yeah. So and that's the only thing I fear for you.
I just really enjoyed and both of us really enjoyed watching Severance straight through and then going right into episode 1 of season 2 of Severance. And so
so you're trying to do that.
So I think we're okay with watching all of season 1 and then going right into episode 1 of season 2 of Last of Us. And now we can do that because it's already happened.
Yeah. I just wouldn't. Unless
I don't want to delay too much. Is my concern.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it done.
Right. Either that, or you got a couple of days to yourself. You might want to bang through season 1 real quick, and then come back and be like, let's do this. And start it over. And like, I've been looking forward to this. I swear I didn't watch it. Anyway, so yeah, definitely fucking with that. I think that's it. Nothing else really comes to mind that I haven't mentioned before. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think we're Gucci.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Cool. All right, so guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Casual Nerds podcast. We appreciate you watching. If you're watching us on stream, we definitely appreciate you. If you're listening to us at home, in your car, we appreciate you. Remember that we are, we're constantly upgrading and we're trying to pivot things. So please be patient, not careful. Be patient with us as we transition into this new show that we are forming around the same type of concept and idea, really honing in on the things that we enjoy and what we really wanted this podcast to be from the beginning at its essence. So but we'll catch you next week. We love you. Peace.